Do you know what these things are? Yes, they are video games. It's the world's first video game, the computer space, developed by CZSI. Shit, it's by them. While this really was a big thing, something else, really big had taken place around that time. The party by the Shah of Iran, Reza Pahlavi, commemorating the 2500th anniversary of the Persian Empire. This party costed around $200 to $500 million in today's money. Yeah, this guy spends almost the same money on campaigns, but that's a different thing. This party was truly one of a kind because the guests list included a dazzling array of monarchs, presidents, and royalty, such as the Duke of Edinburgh and Princess, and representing the British royal family and all these guys. Guess where the party was held? It was in these tents. I would rather call them buildings, 'cause they are, from the inside. But that is not what we are here for. We are here to see the bills the Shah had to pay. Fun fact: the Shah paid an even greater price for this extravagance. He was overthrown in February 1979. Let us begin. I am Kashir and you are watching the Ka-Ching channel. The party was organized in the ancient ruins of Persepolis, Iran's ceremonial capital, nearly 2,500 years old. The party was held from 12 to October 14, 1971. The same year when Nasdaq opened for trading and you guys started bleeding money. Let us start with the bill, shall we? For the party, 15,000 trees and 15,000 flowers were imported from across Europe, some from the gardens of Versailles, to create the lush oasis. To save the distinguished guests from being bitten or stung, all the thousands of scorpions and snakes within a 30 kilometers area were exterminated with pesticides. To replace them in the tent city, 50,000 songbirds were imported from Europe, including 20,000 Spanish sparrows. But many of these died in the intense temperatures of the Iranian desert. These arrangements costed $2 million. Specialists were hired to maintain the imported plants and keep the gardens pristine, costing around $200,000. They completed the construction of a vast tent city spanning 160 acres, then imported and installed 37 kilometers or 23 miles of silk fabric for tent interiors and decorations, then furnished the tent with crystal chandeliers, Persian rugs, and silk tapestries. The interior design was by Maison Janssen, a really famous Parisian firm. All these costed approximately $10 million. I mean, that's for the tents alone, dude. You need vehicles to get the guests to your $10 million tents, and so they got around 250 bulletproof limousines and charter flights and travel logistics for over 60 heads of state and royalty, which costed them approximately $5 million. French chefs from Maxim's Paris were hired to prepare extravagant dishes such as breast of peacock. What the hell? They closed all their restaurants for a fortnight and flew all their staff to Iran. The costs, including closure costs, logistics, and staff, was around $1 million. And then the food. Over 18 tons of gourmet food transported to the remote desert site, which costed around $2 million. 25,000 bottles of premium wine and champagne, including 2,500 bottles of champagne and 1,000 bottles of Bordeaux, estimated to be around $1.5 to $2 million. The food included 380,000 eggs, 30 kilograms of caviar, 2,700 kilograms of pork, beef, and lamb, which costed nearly $1 million, and to keep the drinks cold, ice cubes the size of garages were brought on huge airplanes. The ice cubes costed a total of $100,000. So, in total, this person threw the party where food alone costed around $7 million. Fact was that the kitchen area was so hot that some people working in the kitchen were nearly naked, and the head chief had to be tranquilized because he had gone almost crazy when he learned that the food was not ready when the guests were literally sitting. Of course, you gotta provide them with good security. This covered elite guards, local police coordination, perimeter defenses, and special security measures for over 60 world leaders. 65,000 soldiers and SAVAK officers were mobilized to protect the tent city and prevent any disturbance. The security cost can be estimated at around $1.5 million. Advanced communication and surveillance systems implemented for the event security cost roughly $250,000. The Shah had also paid for the film documenting the celebration, often referred to as Flame of Persia or The Eternal Light, which was directed by Shahrokh Golston and narrated by Orson Welles. Orson Welles charged around $25,000 for just a few hours for voice recording. I have no idea how much the director charged, but the overall cost of the film reached around $1 million. Here are some final expenses incurred. Lavish gifts for dignitaries and attendees, including fine Persian carpets and ceremonial items, had a budget of about $500,000. Complex lighting installations, including chandeliers and the Sun et Lumiere sound and light show illuminating Persepolis ruins, cost about $800,000. All these costs in today's rate after all the inflation, and all is estimated to be around $200 to $500 million.
A time for paying bills without money?
That was definitely some good list for a party. The party itself was a really interesting ordeal. I had once seen this documentary about this party. You can watch it too. It was definitely entertaining and interesting. The link is in the description. And remember that movie which costed $1 million at that time? Well, that is on YouTube only. I will leave the link for that too. Check the description, mate. Okay, so now we have reached the end of this video. Bye guys, look how cute this guy is. Have a nice day.